Hey everybody, welcome on in to well, welcome on into my life. Uh this is kind of an offshoot of Sports Live in the 215, but it's it's a little bit more about me personally. Um I just kind of decided that I would start this so the people that follow the podcast that aren't my immediate family and friends um, could kind of get to know me a little better. So I decided that I would make this first episode um like kind of my first year of life because there's a lot of like tumultuous stuff that goes on even just in the first year. Um, so yeah, if all of the 141 people that are subscribed to the channel, or however big it is, however big that number is, I don't really care. Um, if all you guys watch the channel, if or if none of you watch it, I just want you guys to know how I kind of got in the position that I'm in now, and or the positions I'm in now, and the trials, the tribulations, and everything about me. So here we go. Um, I was born exactly 3 months early at just 2 pounds and 14 ounces. I was as big as my head is now. Um, um, sorry, I may get emotional talking about this because um honestly I don't know how after everything, especially that I went through in my first year, how I'm even sitting here in this office making this podcast. It's a fucking miracle, and it's something that um I I thank God for every day. So by 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 cursing, I probably just made my grandmother turn off this episode, but I hopefully roped her back in with the religion angle. Love you, Grammy. But anyway, yeah. So I had a brain bleed when I was a couple days old, and that um it happened on the right side of my brain, which impacted the left side of my body, and there were a bunch of times where my doctors told my parents um, that my quality of life would basically be diminished, and I would have like um, there were questions like I'm not sure if this is factually accurate, but well, I know my dad at least had questions once he found out that I had cerebral palsy, like if I would kind of like need to use a feeding tube or if like I'd be able to talk and yeah, sorry. Give me a second. I'm sorry, everybody. I promise to get back to the more lighthearted content soon, but I just wanted you guys to kind of get to know me. This is the whole purpose of this series, but yeah. So my doctors had thought my quality of life would be diminished. So I spent the first few months of my life, in the hospital, and I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but there's a scar. Let me tilt my computer down. There's a scar on my on my left on my left wrist. That's how they fed me when I was born. Um so that's really interesting. Hold on one second. Um yeah, like just this, they had to make a little like incision in my wrist kind of, and that's how they fed me. And then I came home a few months into my life, um, and I had some sort of heart issue. I'm not super certain on the particulars, but yeah, I had a huge I had like a heart so some type of issue with my heart. They got that ironed out, luckily. And and then I went back home, and I I started like once I started, it was discovered that I was able to like eat and stuff. I I loved food, even when I was little. What once I like it was a huge miracle that I was able to gain weight. Um, because if that hadn't happened, again, I oh my gosh. Excuse me a second. Needed to have a sip of water to kind of compose myself. So I apologize, but like there like if I didn't gain weight, and um if like they didn't resolve the heart issue, and if they didn't know how to treat a brain bleed, I'm so thankful to my doctors, all the people that were with me, and my mom, um ah, throughout my early life. I'm not even sure if I'm at liberty to talk about this, but um like before I was born, my mom actually like needed to be cut open so they could get me out. And yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, and I heard from my mom. I'm not terribly sure of all the particulars, but they weren't sure if she was gonna survive the birth, but she did, and I did, and I thank God for it every day. And this this community that we've built for this podcast is a blessing. And I promise episode 2 will be a lot less emotional. Oh, and we'll get back to the more lighthearted content. Like later this week, we got Super Bowl coverage and stuff coming up, so that should be fun. Um, like we got I have a bunch of episodes of Raw to watch and stuff, so some really good episodes of Wrestling Ramble coming up. So that's exciting. And yeah, um Thank you guys for watching this, and as always, this is my life.